3, 2, 1. So I've got my inputs here to get some whole numbers and to get some decimals, and it works fine if the user is doing what they should be. If the user types in the correct kind of data types, if they type in a 4 there, type in 5.7 and an add, then it's going to work. We're not going to get any errors, there's not going to be any problems. But what happens if the user types in the wrong thing? They type in a word which would be classed as a string instead of an integer, and what Python is then trying to do is it's then going to try and convert this string here, this word cat, into an integer, and we're going to get this value error here because we can't convert a string like cat into an integer. We could convert a string like a number like 2 or 3 or something like that into an integer, but we can't convert this word here. So what we're going to do is we are going to use try, and I'm just going to indent this. Remember, when we've got a colon, we should indent the code, and we're going to try to convert it into an integer, but we're going to say except if we get this value error. And notice that I have used capital V, capital E, just like the value error here, and I've used a colon there. You have to have an except with a try. If you just had the try by itself, you'll see what happens. We're going to get an error. It's expecting an except or a finally block or something like that. So you have to make sure that you've got your except block in here, and what we're going to do is we want to print out a warning to the user, something like please input a number, okay, because the user might make a mistake, and then let me just add this line of comment here, space it out a little bit more. So now what is X? If I write a word dog, please input a number, and then it's going on to my next bit here, okay? But actually what I want to do is I want to keep repeating that. So if I've asked for X and they've written dog, I want to ask them to input a number, and then I want to come back to this X equals int input here. So what I can do is I can add a while true loop above it. I'm going to indent all of this code here inside the while true loop, okay? So now when I run it, you see dog, please input a number, cat, mouse, okay? It's going to keep looping back around, but if I type in a number, okay, although yes, it has tried it and it has been successful because I've been able to print X. Remember, this is the first time that we've actually printed out what the variable is, because it successfully converted it to an integer. It's then looping back around again. So what I need to do is I need to break out of this while true loop only if it is successful here, only if I have been successful. Okay, great. So then it goes on to the next question, which is what is y here. So what I am then going to do, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to do the same code. I'm going to do all of this here, but I want to do it a second time, because the second time I'm going to get a y variable. So the first time I'm going to get my first number, and this is going to be ask the user for a second number. Okay. Now I don't know if we want it to always be an integer. Maybe there are times when the user might want to put in a float, a decimal number. They might want to put in an integer. So we're not always going to be able to guess. Okay, this time you have to put in an integer, or next time, yes, you have to put in a float. So what I'm going to do is we're going to try and convert it into an integer. If we fail at converting it to an integer, so here, instead of giving them an error message here, I'm then going to try and convert it into a float. Okay, so I'm going to think that hopefully I will be able to convert it into a float. At this, before I do that, I'm going to try, and I'm going to say, except if I get a second value error, then I'm going to print out this this message here, and if I'm successful, I'm going to break out. So let's test this out and see how it's doing. So let me test it out with dog. Oh, I get, right, so I've got a bit of a value error here with the dog. What's happening is it's trying to do this, it's trying to convert dog into an integer, but it's not successful, it's not been able to do that. So actually there's nothing assigned to the x variable. So then when I try and convert x here into a float, there is no x variable that has been created. So what I might do is I might take this line here. I'm going to take out the converting. I'm going to try and convert x into an integer, because x will still exist. X will still exist up here. And then if not, then I'm going to convert it into a float. Let's see if that works. Let's see. So dog. Okay, good. Please input number. So it tried to convert dog into an integer, which it couldn't do. Remember, x was created here. It then did the value error, and it tried then to convert it into a float, which it couldn't do a second time, so it printed out this error message, and it re-prompted me to enter x. So let's try this now. 4. Okay, good. But so it looks like one of the mistakes that I've made here is that I have kept, when I copied and pasted, copy and pasting is not always a good idea, but when I've copied and pasted this prompt for the user for x, I didn't change it to y, so that made it look as though I was looping back around again and I wasn't actually breaking out, because I had the same prompt up here. So let's just check this again. So now 3, okay, good, 3, and then what is y? So that works. I'm able to then successfully go on to y, and I've got my x and y there. Let's test that again now with a float. Okay, good. So that does break out properly. It's always important just to remember that if you copy and paste some code, that you do correctly check that you see if you've made any mistakes there.